Hello everybody, this is Mrs. Shinkiski and I am wanting to take you through a little bit of a directed pastel here today. So of course everyone knows that theme that we're going to be celebrating this last few months of the school year is Here Comes the Sun. And so one of my very favorite mediums or things to use when I'm doing art is chalk pastel, and I really love it because it has such an ability to blend, and I think it's so neat when I'm able to take one color and lay it over another color and get yet another color. So today I'm going to show you how to do that using your chalk pastel, and the theme of course is a sun that is coming either up or going down, and whether or not it's a sunrise or a sunset is completely up to you. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to take a red piece of paper, and I've chosen red because red actually is really helpful for both of the big major colors I'm going to be using. Of course, we've got the red, orange, yellow of the sun, but we also have the blues of the ocean and of the sky, and red and blue are very complementary. If I used orange, because there's yellow in there, or a green piece of paper, it may not turn out quite so beautiful. So I'm also taking my chalk pastels. I've got a light yellow, a bright yellow and a lighter yellow. I have a red, I have an orange, I have got a white, I've got a light blue, a dark blue, a green, and this actually also is a bit of a yellowy color that I was able to find in the bit of chalk pastels as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch the tiniest little sketch to get started of the ocean line called the horizon, and then just the tiniest little arc of the sun, how I want the sun to be. Okay, so I'm just going to do a teeny tiny little sketch there. I'm also going to do a little sketch of the rays of the sun, and this is very lightly, like I said, in white. I'm going to start at the center, and I'm going to do a wavy line that comes up and down again. All right, you can see it's a little bit asymmetrical, or not exactly the same on both sides. I kind of like that. I'm going to go down at the side and do another one. I'm going to go down at the side and do another one. So those are my longer lines, and I'm also going to do one more longer line like this, and then another one like this. Okay, and then I might do some shorter lines just for a bit of variety. So I'm going to take some little short ones. They kind of remind me a little bit of a petal on a flower, and some short ones just like that. And the cool thing with chalk pastels, if you didn't love what you did, not a problem, because you'll be able to go back over it and be able to just pretty much cover up what you had. The next thing I'm going to take is I'm going to take one of my light colored yellows, the lightest color that I have, and I am going to start with making the core of the sun. And with this one, this is going to kind of look like if you dropped a pebble into some water, and you're going to have those ripple effects that kind of flow outward. So we're going to start by just coloring in, okay, the light color, and you'll notice that I'm leaving a little bit of space in between each of those colors, and I'm going to go maybe to about here, and you'll see that it's not completely covered in like we might do with a crayon. And the reason why I'm doing that is because now I'm going to be doing the layering, and that's one of the neatest things about chalk pastel is you're able to take the next color and go in over top, and it's going to blend the other colors. So you'll notice here that I'm getting a bit of a blending effect. Now at this point, a lot of people really want to take their fingertip and rub and rub and rub and blend all those colors together. And that's cool, but I actually want you to take a look at what it looks like if I just layer with the color itself instead of layering with by rubbing. So I'm going to go next and put in my orange, my next color in the darkness. Okay, maybe to about there. And then I'm going to go back in with the yellow I had before, and I'm going to layer in. And what you'll notice is it gives the coolest effect, because some of my color is going to end up being on the other one. So this yellow is picking up some of the orange, and I can go backwards into what I did just a little bit. Pretty beautiful, I think. And then I can take my red, and actually I'm going to go even wider on the orange than what I've done, leaving some space. Cool. And right to the edges. Now I'm going to go back in with my red. So red here, I'm going to start about there and go back and forth like a rainbow. And then I'm going to color in all the red right to those edges of my sun. And then I can go back again with my orange and mix it up a little bit. Right? So that looks really beautiful, very much like a beautiful sunset. And actually what I'm gonna do is my favorite thing to do last. I'm gonna go back in with my light yellow that I started with in the center, okay? And I'm just gonna do a little bit of blending with my light yellow, all right? And so any place where I'd like to see it just a little bit smoother, instead of using my fingertip, I'm gonna blend with the yellow. So, isn't that pretty? I really think it's wonderful. Now, time for the big rays of the sun. And I'm gonna start again with my lightest color yellow. And I'm gonna go in, and I'm going to go ahead and do, it's not a full color in, just a little partial color in. Go in and color it. And then I'm going to do all of this, but I'm just going to show you how to do one, and then I'll move it ahead. So here you've got the next brightest color yellow. You're going to go in with that to make it really pretty. You'll see that I'm still leaving a little bit of red showing. I'm blending my colors with the other color. I can go back and take some more yellow and go back over top. Right. Go back over top, and then I'm going to take my white and I'm going to blend with my white. So I'm going to take this, instead of blending with my finger, I'm going to go over top of it just a little bit. I'm using just the side of it, okay? All right, so I'm going to finish up and do the rest of those, and in a moment I'll catch back up with you and show you the rest of it. Great, so my big white flaming sun rays are all colored in. Now I'm going to do the little ones in a slightly darker set of colors. So I'm going to go in with my orange on the side, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of the orange. And then fill it in, and then I'm going to go in with my red and fill that in more. Really looks like flames when you do this. I think it's so pretty. Fill it in, and you can see I'm just using I'm not coloring all the way over it, just kind of in pieces. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that bright yellow just to blend it. And oh man, it looks just like a flaming, like it just really brings out the excitement. And it looks just like if I'm staring into a fireplace. At least I think so. Really beautiful. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go in and make some sky. So you're going to take your light blue, and you're going to just quickly go around all the flames. So just with the side of your chalk pastel, I'm going to go around all those edges just so that it's easier to color in. So it's kind of like outlining, just like if you're outlining with felts or outlining with crayon. So it's going around and out and around. And then I'm going to go in all the places, and this is where it's really good to have actually a nice big piece of paper below you that you're not worried to go right off the edge with, because it is nice if you can just go right off the edge. So the paper here, I can, so if you're worried about doing it on your desk, just grab a sheet of paper to put down below first. And you can see, you can still see some red. I'm going to come in with a few other colors to cover that up, but nice long strokes, like the sun is going down with the sky. And now I'm going to take some of that darker blue, right, and a few nice long strokes. And it looks a bit stripey at this moment, but don't worry. I will be able to take that and make it just a little less stripey, and just a little bit. So right off to the edge, like I was doing before, on the side, using the side of my pencil, not the top of it, the pastel. And then finally, after you do that a little bit, you are going to take your white and you're going to use the white to blend all of it. And as you go over top with your white, you'll just be amazed by the beauty that comes out. So I'm taking my white, I'm going over top, blending with the white, seeing all sorts of gorgeous colors emerge. So I'm going to go and just finish that up, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back, and you can see as I've gone through, I still have ever so slightly a little bit of the red showing through, and I think I really like that effect. If I want to just cover it out only with my lightest, gentlest touch of my pinky finger, would I go in and cover some of that up just to spread it around. But do not, for this one, just don't go back and forth and back and forth. I think you'll miss a lot of the beautiful variegation, which means being able to see multiple colors at the same time. So if I was you, I'd just use the lightest, tiniest touch just to maybe do a light little bit of blending. But I would maybe keep it right at that. Now, the last thing we're going to do is the ocean that it's coming up over. So for the ocean, you are going to go in with your deepest, darkest blue, and you are going to lay down quite a bit of the deep, dark blue. So all over the bottom of the paper, all the way to the edges, all the way to the bottom. And we want to have it quite deep, dark blue, just so that there's a contrast between what is the ocean and what is the sky. So the sky is going to be lighter, the ocean will be darker. And then I can go back in with my lighter blue, okay? And as I blend that, you can see an aqua color is coming out, a turquoisey color, which is so pretty. So right to the edges again, nice big broad strokes using the edge of your chalk pastel. I'm also going to take just a little bit of green, just to make it kind of oceany color. A little green goes a long way with this one. A little green goes a long, long way. And then I'm going to go back in with my white just to do some blending. So my white is going to be on the side and blend it up. And I go back and forth till I get what I'm happy with. So I can always take out the blue again if I want to put a little bit more blue, if I see some places. And like before, I do urge you, try not to use your fingertip to rub it really darkly. If you really, really want to do just a tiny bit of blending along an edge somewhere, use your pinky finger just a little bit. But where you can, use the pastel itself to blend the colors together. So there you go. You got a sun setting or sun rising chalk pastel picture, and I think it's quite delightful, and I really hope that you enjoy the blending technique using the chalk pastel itself. Thanks very much, Aspenwood.